Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I couldn't even tell. I thought you were muted. You're all. I was like, what the fuck?
Hi,
Turn
buddy.
my snare up. What's up, man?
Welcome back to You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast. Week 777 or whatever the fuck we are right now.
It's Sunday. We've spent all our time in space looking for alien strippers and being pirates of the skies.
And it hasn't worked out at all.
No, it's been fun.
We've just been fucking one another.
Yeah. 32 million miles to jump, baby. Let's go.
I can't take my helmet off in space. Shut the fuck up. just having like a little airlock in your fucking face mask.
The whole docking procedure.
Yeah. Just
Ceiling. All right. Well, I think on that note, let's just call it. Podcast is done. I'll see you guys next week.
Oh,
Fuck.
Christ. Well, this has been our week 2 into Star Citizen. Is it 2? It's got to be 2, right?
I think this
2,
is the
3?
close of week 1.
Is it the close of week 1?
Yeah.
Maybe for you.
For me, yeah.
Because
Because I think last week, same time, you were like, "Hey, I'm going to." Okay, maybe not. Maybe we're at like a week and a half. Because you convinced me, I downloaded it on.
Well, when did we drink?
Like
was
a
it last
Tuesday?
Yeah, but we drank on what, Friday? Friday into Sunday? Is that what it was?
Yeah. And that was like
So it
the
was
first
last
real
week.
venture.
Yeah. Okay. So it was last week.
So I'm at like a week and 3 days. You're a little longer.
Okay.
All in all, first like congruent week of just falling through floors, birthing ships out of planets, pissing Sean off, and essentially bankrupting myself over and over again.
Yeah. There was a mini bug for like 2 or 3 days that allowed massive shipment of money. Like normally you would have trade process where you take goods from one planet to another planet to sell and like make a small amount of increase on it. And for some reason there was like a bugging in the code that just, instead of it giving you like, you know, purchase something for $1 million, sell it for 1.5, it was like purchase it for $1 million, sell it for 26. And it was like, fuck yeah. And I just like made a ton of money because, you know, you guys can talk shit about me being an exploiter and a hacker and a cheater or whatever, but it's not my fucking game. I didn't make it. You know, it's a feature.
And second off, I fully endorse you exploiting it, because if there was a credit card system in this game, I would be so unbelievably in debt with how many times I've had to die, rebuy. Like, we needed this exploit.
Yeah,
If anything, this was like the developers were like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, all these players, like, they can't even afford to buy a suit. I just have a bunch of people grounded, pissed off. Throw them a bone for a couple days. Let's not talk about
Let's just let the YouTubers fix it for just a little bit. Just put a couple videos out and be like, hey, by the way, here you go.
It's all game-breaking exploit on how to make money fast, put out by RSI's own YouTube. Come on, guys, we're trying to help you.
The guy's tweeting it like, don't do this exact exploit by tomorrow afternoon at 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh.
And all the people like us that have just run into asteroid after asteroid are like, yes.
Yeah, we have enough money now that purchasing ships and goods and like dying and recovering things is not a hindrance anymore. It's enough of like a good solid backing that we could still, even after me having that bug where I lost $40 million, we can still purchase almost any ship in the game. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 ships that if we bought, we'd be like out of money. But other than that, we could pick up any ship we want and fuck around any way we want right now. The only thing we don't really have money for is like upgrading the ships, which means, you know, we just need to be careful with that.
And honestly, I think the exploit came at the perfect time specifically for us, because I think a lot of the growing pains of this game are starting to wear off. Our voice isn't cracking as much. We're coming into our own here. We are. Still working on Sean. We'll get you there, baby. Where the fuck is the tram?
I'm doing a lot. I do this a lot with video games that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I start to research them a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I spend a lot of time. I do a lot of things where it's like, if I can't find something, I'll Google like, where is X thing, and then I try and like equate that in game and like look around and stuff like that. So it's like I'm okay having the knowledge and then passing the knowledge along, but then it's like, how many times I gotta fucking say, go to the left? He cracks me up, man. He cracks me up.
See, I do a similar. I think it's a trickle down effect. You pour yourself into it. You Google it. You watch videos. You send us videos. I drink and just fucking follow you at the hip, and that's how I learned. But I don't forget it. Sean is more repetition based.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you there. Turn fucking left. Turn fucking left. I went right and I don't see it. For the 8th time, turn left. We'll get you there, baby.
Oh yeah.
We'll get you
Oh
there.
yeah. I'll make a star citizen out of you yet.
It's fucking Pauly Shore wearing the army now.
Yeah, exactly right.
Come on, you motherfucker.
Because if not, I'm just gonna park his ass at a landing bay with fucking lights.
Yeah,
just
this
guide
is your
our
job
ships.
now. You get 3% of everything we make. All you do is you sit there and you fucking guide us in.
Well, because he also has such a big ship, it's like, I want to do a bunch of ground mining stuff. He has a big enough ship that we can get 3 rocks, or at least I hope we can get 3 rocks on it, and then just drive it out to a planet, and just all 3 of us for a day just fucking go out mining and come back and like spread the wealth and see how much money we can fucking get. Like, that would be dope, because whatever these missions are, like what we just did, where it's like, I don't know who's the bad guy. Why is nobody shooting? What am I doing here? Like, it could be fun if it worked, but it never seems to work. Like, I've only completed the 890 jump mission without any bugs one fucking time. You know what I mean? It's like, it's obviously not working, so play the shit that does work in the game. The mining seems to work. You know what I mean? The asteroid stuff seems to be fucking things that that constantly don't have problems. And if that's the case, then just play that, you know? I'm sick of...
Now, all that being said, having driven the rock, how do you expect us to survive 3 of us trying to mine together in separate rocks? These just unwieldy fucking space Tokyo drift things going around. I got a fucking crime just for fucking whipping a donut somehow.
Okay. We're on an ice planet on low gravity. No wonder the fucking thing was going everywhere. If we go to like a main planet that's got gravity, it won't be so bad. Yeah. We just gotta think ahead.
I have clipped this moment to use for future gameplay.
We'll be
so bad.
We'll be fine.
Barrel rolls.
Although I have realized, I think, and at least from what I've noticed and what I've been seeing, I think the vehicles are, and like, they just don't die. Like, I've watched people drop the tanks out of low orbit, out of ships, and and then they're fine, and you drive them off.
I have clipped this moment for use in future clips.
Oh, God.
This is the fun part, though. The speculation for, like, what we don't know.
Yeah.
And then just watching everything utterly fail.
Yeah.
Or utterly come true.
Yeah.
Like, this is content. Oh, man.
I mean, this game is
I fucking love it.
This game is making me do things that I normally wouldn't do with most video games. Like, I'm looking at like extra
I wouldn't put up with.
Yeah, that's a big one. One right off the bat is like shit that I would not put up with. Like, even in early access games, like at a certain point, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna take a fucking break from this because this is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, this is bad. It's bad. What happened today? We couldn't even open our inventory. I couldn't get the ramp to close on the ship.
Couldn't, like, we're both running together, but I'm still offline. We can't get in the party. Couldn't close doors. I mean,
what happened?
Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. We did get some cool shit if we can get it.
If we can get it off the ship, yeah, it'll be cool shit.
But
we got the rail gun for fucking can't shoot it.
Fucking, what is that? Oh, yeah. You want to go shoot it? Yeah. The most anticlimactic fucking.
It's unsettling how bad this game is. How many bugs.
I almost appreciate it, you know? It's like the game trolls you at every second. You're like, oh, you bastard.
If this game, if they came out and were like, oh, we're just using this game to like Bitcoin mine, I wouldn't even be surprised. I'd be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll turn up the graphics all the way on your GPU to make it run better. While you're mining, it's mining. Oh, maybe that's why the most refined part of the game is you're mining.
Yeah,
you're holding on a rock and you're like dialing it in. You're actually
that's a. I wouldn't.
What do you think we're doing with that $400 million?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it feels bad. It feels bad because there's so much to this game that just like makes me go, fuck, dude. If this worked, this is all I would do. This is all I would do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't get it to work, and I'm like, okay, I'll come back later. Well, right before the podcast, we're like, hey, okay, let's just fly the ship to the planet, drop all this shit off. We'll get off. We'll podcast. We'll let the servers kind of come back, and then we'll get back into it. Can't even get a ramp to
do that.
So it's like, fuck it, just store the ship. Let's do the podcast now. We'll come back later. I started thinking about this too, because I think I said this to you earlier. Maybe I said this to you. And now I'm just kind of forgetting what I was going to say.
Why don't you tell? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I drank a little bit last
Game's
night.
got you that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. I was going to say something about like how... I don't even know. It's gone. It's completely gone. I had it for a second. It's just gone. It'll come to me when you keep talking.
I almost sprayed water everywhere.
I gotta go back and watch the clips of the shit.
It's kind of like, nah, it's gone. Just fucking technical difficulties flashes on screen.
That's what it is. It's all the bugs in the game are just fucking. It's starting to hit me. I was talking about like earlier today. Another thing was like, you learn to play around the bugs. Where you don't play the game, you just play around the bugs.
Yeah,
and it's like the shittiest part that the community's come up with is like, how do you fix this? Go away. Come back in a couple hours. Yeah, wait for the servers to catch up. What? $400 million since 2011. Your answer is just don't fucking play the game for a little bit? Like,
it goes back to the game's good enough for us to put up with it.
Yeah.
My next question would be, we're having fun right now. How long until the lack of like a main story kind of starts pushing you? You know? Because you get real good at like mining, you get real good at missions. Eventually you have enough, like you're set up sick. What's the next step?
Yeah, so I think most of the people that I've been watching that continue on with the content are turning the game.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of fun just fucking around.
Oh yeah. And that's what I think it is. I think they RP a lot and they fuck around while they're RPing, and that seems to make up the majority of what I see online of people that continues to still play this game. Or I see the dudes that are like really big into dogfighting and they just do like bounty missions all day long and they just fucking murk people to and from. And like sometimes it's sick. Sometimes you get like some dude that's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then you just blow him up. And then sometimes you actually find dope ass dogfights, and it's like 5-10 minutes of like dudes flying around each other, like waiting for shields to recharge, getting in, dropping missiles. Like it's cool. It's cool, you know. And then you see that fuckhead in like the full on like with a chair and sticks and everything in a full cockpit, like, and he's like flying around. He's like, "Oh, that guy was pretty easy to kill." Like, fuck you, dude. Like, that's a pure definition of pay to win.
Yeah. But I want to be him at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine just having like a wraparound desk? You're up close on your keyboard, and you just go back to your peripherals. Pull the screen in a little bit. Yeah.
Or like, I want something.
You have your girlfriend in the back holding onto your chair, just kind of swiveling you a little bit. Like, yeah, a little less though. I like it.
Yeah. Have you seen a thing?
You're shooting me, shake it.
So they have these things like VPOP or whatever the fuck it's called. It's in game, and it's like eye tracking or whatever, and like head tracking. So it like registers your camera.
Oh yeah.
So and then you can get these little clip things that sit on your headset. They're like plastic little clip things. They're like $100, a couple $100 or whatever. But it tracks the movement of your head, so you can dial it in just slightly. Like you don't want to be turning your head fucking crazy. But these people will put up triple screens to show the ship, and then they'll have the camera in front of them. And so when they turn their head to look at the other screen, in game it'll turn the camera without us having to hold F. So you can look at different things. And that's how people are fucking doing these head things. So as they're flying around, they can look up at another screen and see above them in the ship. So I've seen these setups where people have like 6 screens above one another and the full fucking like full screening of the game, and they look around to be able to view all this stuff. And then they have these cockpits. Like there was one guy had like a fucking switch or something, and it like brought all the monitors in closer, like it was closing the cockpit. Like I'm like, oh my god. And those are the fucking guys that have the Mile High Club ticket or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Those are
at that point you would, right?
Those are the guys that are spending $10,000 in game.
Now, that's capable in game, but we can't close a fucking cargo bay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The anger that starts building up. I'm like, that's so cool. That's so cool. You put so much time in this experimental. Why can't I just fucking close it?
And that's where I think it catches me the most, right? That's what it like hits me the most, because I'm like, I just want the basic shit to work. All the cool dope ass things, dude, fine. I'm all about it, but I just want the basic shit to work. I want to be able to open my inventory and move my ammo to my chest rig without fucking sitting there going, why aren't you working for 10 minutes? You know?
Yeah. Does anybody know the workaround for this bug where I can't just take shit off my body and put it in my inventory? No, but let me clip you to this thing where you can buy these attachments and you can look around, and so does your character. Get the fuck out of here. I just want to do the most basic task.
Yeah. Why can't I reload my gun? Oh, servers are borked. What do I do? Oh, well, there's a sale for a fucking $600 ship that's only $550. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's like somehow just the community themselves have been the pop-up ads.
Yeah. They've literally got buyer's remorse at this point. They're literally like in so deep that sunk cost fallacy that they'll just accept.
You have to bring everybody else in.
Yeah, exactly. Because if everybody else is in my shit, then my shit doesn't stink so bad. You know what I mean? Oh man. But it's like, that's the thing. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I keep going, oh man, this is so bad. Like everything about me is like, why am I doing this? Until you play it, and then you're like, oh, this is why.
I know.
This is why.
I was just about to say, but I still love it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't change it.
It's so
the
crazy.
whole experience is so cool.
It's so cool. Taking off into space, leaving atmosphere, watching like that, like the color of the planet that you're leaving, and then entering into space, like turning your camera around and looking at the planet behind you, picking your missions and fucking warping out and having the planet fly in close to you.
Yeah.
And
that's
then,
like telling my girl, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm having so much fun playing this game. She's like, what is it? I was like, oh, it's like this like space thing. Like we go out and you're just traveling around the galaxy. She's like, oh, so what's the story like? Well, there's not really a story. Oh, so what do you do? Just whatever you want. Like there's so much stuff you can do. Okay, and so how do you get through the game? Well, I mean, you just keep doing kind of the same stuff over and over. And like, I explain it, and I start like looking at the ground, like, bitch, are you trying to fucking trap me? Like, I'm like trying to think of how I'm gonna say it to like get her into it, and like she just kind of like, oh, okay, and like just goes back to like her Netflix. And then at that point, I'm annoyed. I'm like, no, you don't get it though. I'm like,
watch,
leave atmosphere. What? Yeah. Oh yeah. It just won't make sense to her.
No, I think,
but it makes sense to us.
And like seeing it from my perspective, and like seeing the coolness of it, and like knowing all the bullshit. What's really been entertaining, the content in itself is like been me editing stuff and like actually playing around with like the edits. So like I put a couple things together for us, and like we like going over and rewatching it. Like it was fun. It makes all the other bullshit and the cool shit of the game like really worthwhile when you can like cut things down and edit them into like these nice little, moments of time
Yeah.
where you can fuck around with. It's like that. I think is like what's skyrocketing this to the 10th degree. You know what I mean? It's like, and I think that maybe even be the thing within the community, or the people that are, the people that are still around are content creators. For the most part. I think there's a lot of people that are still fucking playing this game that aren't doing that, but I think a majority of it is content creators. And I think that's kind of like the added thing. If you're a content creator and you're playing this game, there's enough shit that
the possibilities are almost endless.
Yeah, they have to work first, but then they're almost endless.
Well, yeah. If you shoot 24 hours, you can get a solid 10-minute video out of it.
Easily. And then if you have 2 people recording, 10 minutes turns into 20 minutes.
Into 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's so bad.
I like how we both just
Because I'm wondering when the FOMO is gonna kick in. Like, because I've already been like looking at ships and looking at things and like, oh, hey, there's this weird bug going on for money, and I like jumped on to fucking make 100 million. You know what I mean? Like, it's shit like that. Like, when is that like that fear of missing out, or like even that like I said, that buyer's remorse start to kick in, where it's like, oh man, I'm actually spending real world money on this game.
Yeah.
Because my question also, like, for the community, for anybody that's still playing it, is like, who's been playing it since 2011 that's still around today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they are
everybody in the Mile High Club.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to justify spending that amount of money.
Exactly.
I log in. Like, why wouldn't you? It's an investment.
Right. But so if there are people that are still playing it, I want to know what they're doing. Because if those people are still around since 2011, or like relatively around the beginning points of the game, then those are the guys that I want to follow around. What are you doing? What are you doing all day long? Because if you're having fun and you're still doing shit, fuck yeah, I want to do whatever you're doing, because that'll keep me invested in it. But if the only reason you're around is like, I've dropped $100,000 on this game, like I have to play it. It's like, all right.
I don't have a house anymore. I'm using Starbucks free Wi-Fi to play this. I've obviously made some poor financial decisions to get here. I can't not play it.
And unfortunately, like, I'm going to buy a flight stick. I'm gonna buy that flight stick. I think I am. But I'm like, like we're talking about, like, getting a motherboard, getting a CPU, like trying to upgrade just our rigs that we have already. Like we've got fairly decent rigs, but it's ready to be put up. Have you put your 3090 in?
No.
Just sitting there?
No, it's just all gonna be one build.
Oh, you're not even gonna taint it by putting it in the other one?
No.
Oh, God, that feels bad.
Trevor.
That's even worse.
I know. It's just sitting right here.
I was gonna say, sell it.
It's got 3 empty White Claw cans.
Stroking.
Wow. Yeah. It's got 3 empty White Claw cans sitting on top of it. That's what it's doing right now.
You can't even resell it for the value that you bought it at, too. Put it in.
You're one to fucking talk, Trevor. Shut the fuck up. Don't you fucking put this on me. We're both in the same boat here.
Look, I spent a lot more than I should have on this, for sure. And those prices are fucking dropping. Like, it's mad.
Oh.
Like I was having this conversation with Cliff earlier today, because he's talking about upgrading his system and getting a new graphics card. Like, he's like, I'm not going to spend like more money than what it cost me to build my last rig. It's like, okay, cool, totally understandable. Except for you built your rig in 2015. So what were the prices back then? Not only that, but let's take a step back from there and like just trying to think about this. And the idea was like, MSRP for a graphics card is like from NVIDIA's like website. Like that's where you like look at the MSRP for that. And that's based off of like a Founders Edition from NVIDIA, which you can't get ever. NVIDIA doesn't fucking really sell it to anybody anymore. They're selling it only to places like MSI or EVGA, things like that, so they can do whatever the fuck they're going to do with it and resell it out. So you'll never get a graphics card at what Founders Edition MSRP is going to be. Never. So then what's a reasonable price? I'd say for a company like EVGA or even MSI, up to $400 over MSRP, I feel like is not a bad deal. at least for EVGA. Just because that company blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be willing to spend that additional amount of money for that card.
Just for their name, their warranty, their customer service.
100%.
100%.
So, if you take MSRP, add $400 onto it, can you justify spending that money? Okay, cool. Totally fine. At what point do you just say, I gotta do it now, though, because you've got the 40 series potentially coming out, which means we're still in a superconductor shortage, which means all the fucking resources are going to go there, which means no one's going to be producing anything for anything of the 30 series. And when you do find them, they're going to start going up in price because they're no longer going to be made anymore, which means there's no warranties going to be going out for them, right? That means that you're going to have issues. If you have an issue with your card, you're not going to be able to get it replaced very well.
Yeah.
When do you just bite the bullet and buy the setup?
And we come at the unique time of we had just a fucking scalpers market where they were going like 1,000 over MSRP, and honestly, a lot of people were willing to pay it. And so when you see that dramatic kick down, even if the prices are still dropping, at the time I was like, I'm getting a fucking steal.
Yeah,
like, that's how I felt. I bought it. I was happy with it. Does it suck to see it lower? Yeah, but am I happy that I finally have it and I'm able to use it whenever the fuck I want it? Yes. As a White Claw.
As a coaster. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if nothing else, at least you have it. At least it's sitting there. I mean, the scary point, though, is I would still be plugging it in to make sure it works.
Yeah, but that requires not only for me to take my computer apart. Do you remember the cable management on my PSU?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
And I'm sure you know how these PSUs have not 2 but 3, and just looking at it, I almost don't want to fuck with it.
Bro, I had to literally take a hammer to my case to bust like the metal framing apart so I could get the new 1,000 watt in.
What did this? Oh, but so when I got mine, this is a power cable for it that is supposed to streamline everything. I haven't actually opened it, but it came for free. And it's supposed to use less individual sleeve cable adapter that can turn your cable mess into art. Blah, 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 blah. It adapts the 12-pin connector used. So it's supposed to save you a lot of room and everything like that. That being said, it doesn't work with my PSU. It only works with EVGAs. So that would be a full cable swap or PSU swap too.
Well, there's also the idea too that anything on the 3080 and up, you are not supposed to daisy chain any of the power. Like you need to have its own individual 12-pin for each or the 8-pin for each one of the power supply that's on the graphics card. I guess if you try and daisy chain it together, it draws too much power and will fucking fry the card.
Yeah. So. Well, I would hope this doesn't do that because it is designed for RTX 3090 Ti. Use with and you do it. It's like, zip. Well, I mean, in theory, it was supposed to work.
Yeah. All right, your product fucked up your own product. Warranty that
all 3 of your products put together killed it. Warranty me, bitch.
Oh God, I don't understand why it's so complicated. That's another thing. This is the getting older part of the gaming and the computer gaming. When I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like, it was never this hard to put. I used to I would Frankenbeamer the computers together. You know what I mean? Where it was just stripping parts from other computers to make like a dope ass fucking computer work, and it ran anything I wanted. You know what I mean?
Doom 2, Doom 3, it just fucking ran.
The thing that I think the thing that killed the PC gaming was when graphics cards were not an integrated thing anymore. You know what I mean? When it was onboard graphics, the worst thing you had to worry about was your processor. Were you using something that was like relatively, powerful enough to hold on to things? Did you have enough memory? And what was your processor? Those were the 2 fucking things you needed. And then it was like, oh, hey, here's this, like, we're taking integrated graphics out. Here's a card that you put in your system that deals well. It's like, oh, that's fucking dope. Stick one in. Oh, yeah, everything looks better, runs better. And then it was like, we're going to run a...
Update your driver. Update your driver.
Nothing fucking worked. Every game was incompatible. That was when Windows finally brought out, like, their compatibility mode. Where it was like, okay, well, here's some stuff that'll allow for working. Game companies were like, oh, fuck. We can't make a game on this like platform anymore because it doesn't work if you upgrade to this specific thing. There's still games out today where it's like, oh yeah, if you have this specific card and this specific processor running at this like if you're running Windows 10 with an AMD card with an Intel processor, the game just doesn't work. It's like, oh fuck.
But why?
Yeah.
I just didn't connect those dots.
Because
and we're not fucking gonna.
And so it feels bad because like I respect the console market still so much because when you buy a console and you buy a console game and you buy a console controller, it's always gonna work. If it doesn't work, it's because the game's bad, right? But it's not because like the system doesn't work. It's not because you're missing a component, because you didn't upgrade for fucking $5,000.
That's why I just gave a wave to that PS5 I never use. So you fucking work good. I'm over here. I'm doing another update. You fucking keep collecting dust.
Yeah. What do you use your PS5 for? Netflix.
Not even that.
Yeah, I got
a smart TV, dude.
I got a Fire Stick. Yeah. I don't even use it.
I played It Takes Two.
Yep.
With my girl, and at this point, I am relinquishing my controller I use for Elden Ring. It's plugged into my computer.
Yeah.
And at this point, I've relinquished the PS5. It's for my girl. I'll get her Resident Evil and games that she likes to play so that I can log in.
Again, PC gaming is now FOMO and fucking the buyer's remorse, the sunk cost fallacy. I'm spending all this money, I have to play on it.
I mean, fair enough. Like, look at your whole setup. Look at everything you have in front of you.
I know. And
tell me it doesn't cost almost as much as like a down payment on a brand new car. It's like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I buy a monitor once every like 6 months. I don't know why. I keep buying monitors.
Hey, you piece of shit. You just sent me that Alienware. I have fucking 3 monitors of me. What am I going to do with another one?
Bro, it's so dope, though. It's so sick. Do you see the what was it? It was like a 60-inch translucent TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, Trevor.
Yeah.
Don't send me shit like that. You
Bro.
know I drink a lot.
Yeah, it's $7,000 for that thing, though. Or $7,500. I think is what it was. But the problem is it's like it's only 1080p, which I guess it's also weird to think about. Where like you go like 1080p or whatever, but like 1080p was dope 15 years ago, right? Like we've come so far into like the graphics thing. It's like if things aren't 4K, it's almost bad. You know what I mean? Like we bitch about
8K is coming out soon.
Yeah,
it's like I remember when 1080p. Back in my day, when 1080p first came out, I remember like the big jump from 720 to 1080. Oh my God. This is people. I think I worked at Costco at the time. You'd hear the guys like in electronics, like, they'll never get more real than this.
Yeah.
This is as far as it gets.
Yeah.
And I remember Corey Rose fucking when he bought his like big, like 65-inch, like 1080p for probably like $4 fucking grand.
Yeah.
And he had everybody over just to look at his TV that he just fucking put on his wall. And I feel so stupid. I remember like, it's so lifelike. I almost am getting motion sick. I said something stupid like that. And it's just
the permanent fucking memory. It just goes in the cringe
burn in my, yeah.
That's like,
fucking,
I bought
hot shit though.
I bought the Sony Bravia when it first came out. It's a 55-inch or whatever. And it was like top of the line. I think I spent like $1,800, $1,900 on it when it like first dropped. I was like, fuck yeah, let's get it right now. It's an old It's probably. I bought it when I first started dating Audrey. So we're coming up on 16, 17 years. Probably at this point. We're like crossing that almost 20-year mark. No, it's probably been about 15 years. It still looks good. And it still works fine. But it's showing its age. And that 1080p, it's like, oh, that's kind of hard to watch.
You know what, though? We buy all these fucking TVs, and half the time, the only time I watch TV is when I'm drunk and my vision's already fucking like I'm Forrest Whitaker-eyed trying to watch fucking Love on the Spectrum, crying because some kid with autism found a fucking girlfriend. I'm like, good for you, Derek. Like, but it's 4K.
Yeah. You really see that drool.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Zing! Clip that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we use the like this TV here is used for the PS4 from when me and Audrey play Final Fantasy 14 together. Other than that, don't touch it. We got the big TV in the front room. That's the 4K one, and Audrey just watches TV on that. The other 60-inch TV that's down in the pit, we literally just have the stereo plugged into. So like when we're jamming out to music, we can just use that. And then I've got like a small one in the bedroom that just has the Fire Stick on it, so we just watch fucking TV as we go to bed.
Yeah.
But everything else is just done right here at this battle station. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To the point where like my asshole hurts because I sit here so long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? I got a butt pad in here somewhere.
I'm sitting on a butt pad.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where my butt pad is.
So after a while, I mean, I even have like the fucking thing where, like in certain games, I'll put them on like the upper monitor, and I'll do like the poor man's razor, where I'm back like this, and I like recline it in, and my arms are just here, and you can't even see me on the webcam anymore, but I'm like gaming. Gaming.
This is what I was doing with Elden Ring. I'd rock back and I'd pull the monitor up and I would just fucking play with the controller like this. Like, but you could do this shit. Yeah, you could do this shit. I've got a lazy boy sitting behind me. I could do this shit sitting in the fucking chair playing video games on a console, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I could do all of that. Well, why? Why not? Because I fucking spent an arm and a leg and a kidney worth of fucking money to get the system set up the way it is. And I'm already talking about spending more money to fucking upgrade it.
My coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have boxes of shit. It's disgusting.
I have I thank God I have a 2-step authentication for my Amazon account. That requires me to do like because
to be sober.
Pretty much. Like, because what I do is then at night I usually plug my phone in the bedroom, and then Audrey goes to bed before me. And so like when I go to buy something, it sends me a code, and then I have to like actively go and get and then try and put in before I like go through the sale. I do that because before I would just be shithouse and just fucking buying things online.
Yeah.
You know?
At a certain point, the drunk person, your like own drunk self is like, like the message pops up like on your phone. You're like, you pull it down and you see it, and then like getting back to it is just complicated enough. You're like,
it's exactly right. Yeah.
That's important. I'll just beat off and go to bed. Never mind.
It's fucking sober Trevor looking out for drunk Trevor is what it is.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just setting up. I'm setting up the barbed wire ahead of time.
Oh.
That's also why I haven't bought the flight sticks yet. So I'm like, flight sticks are not bad. They're like what, $200 for the fucking flight sticks?
That's.
But it's also $200 could go.
Here's the rub. Here's the rub though. Because we're so deep into spending all this money, you're like, $230 for some flight sticks? Fuck it. But then you think like real world application. What could you do with that $230?
I can feed my family.
The dots never connect because we're so.
Oh man, fuck!
This is a cry for help. We're in trouble, guys.
If anyone wants to set up an intervention, I'm absolutely down for.
Or a GoFundMe.
Yeah. You can check out our OnlyFans and our Patreon.
Yeah. fucking scrolling through GoFundMe. Oh, this kid has leukemia. These guys need flight sticks because they're irresponsible money. Yup, that's what I'm donating to.
It works though. It works though. People will fucking send money on GoFundMe for the randomest shit. I couldn't get you to shave your beard for it, but GoFundMe was like, sorry, we're not running this.
Oh, now that we're on that, look at the grays in my beard. You were trying to take away the good years of my life when it was all just bulletproof and black. You wanted to steal that,
bro, and it was like thick black. It was like nighttime black.
If I did this, you couldn't see my mouth.
Yeah.
And I still had a little hair.
You had a lot of hair. You had a lot of hair back then.
It was like
it wasn't as thin. It hadn't thinned out yet. It was like
it was thinning. It wasn't gone. Back here, real rough.
I think it was right after you had taken the job at FLB.
Yeah.
And so like you'd gone away from like that thin pencil stash bullshit that you had done, and like you'd grown it.
The Backstreet Boys chin strap. Yeah.
And then you had a nice thick beard, and I was like, bro, you used to look so good when you were all shaved.
It did get a little too long. Like at one point, it was like to here.
Yeah.
And the mustache like just collected food.
Yeah.
But that was the year of no shaving challenge. I was allowed to just fucking trim up here, shave here, but everything else had to grow.
Yeah.
Or I had to pay for a night out with Dylan Sanchez, which would have been the most expensive night in the world. Especially if he made me pay for his cocaine. That'd be fucking hard. He's all, if you fucking do it, you have to pay for everything. And we're getting a fucking limo. We're hitting the strip club for fucking 3 hours. We're going to every fucking bar downtown Sac. I was like, and then all I got is I'll meet you at FLB, and he paid for my bar tab for one night. Like, fuck, man. Didn't seem worth it.
I've been dope though to like, because you had it for so long. I was like, fuck, man, we should just shave it all the way off to go back to like babyface Brad to just see the drastic difference on like one day. No, you trimmed it down. You got it like this level.
No.
It wasn't gone. No way. I have pictures of it.
They took it all the way off. They made a wig out of it. At the end of this, the girl put hairspray in it, and then she fucking put like a lacquer over the top of it to where you could knock on it, and she took it all off with a straight razor, and then she put a piece of felt on the back, and she made a wig that she put in a shadow box with a fucking mannequin head that is hanging in the vape shop in fucking Folsom. It's still alive. It's so gross. People would still send me pictures of putting it on. Yes. They made a beard wig.
Oh,
like
it
had an elastic
I don't remember any of that.
Around it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I went completely, and it was so gross because she was like taking it off, but all the skin under here hadn't seen light in like a full year. So it was just flakes. I literally took a pumice stone and was just dead skin coming off my fucking face.
See, I want to get taxidermied when I die. Like, I want to get taxidermied, but like that's like I want people to take care of me. Like I don't know how you do it. Like I don't know if you need oils or whatever it comes out to. Like
a nice leather conditioner.
Yeah, exactly. If you just like spray me down once a month or whatever to keep me from like crusting out or whatever. Man. But I want to have joints and stuff, so like you can seat me down, sit me in the carpool lane. You know what I mean? Like.
So basically, you want a real doll, like one of those sex dolls, but like just reskinned as you.
No. I want me. My own body. However you taxidermy.
Like bones and everything.
Bones and everything. Right. Take the guts out. Fine. Do whatever you gotta do. Get the skin all nice and leathery. Then wrap it around. And then if you gotta pull me off and like rejoint me to like have like ball joints and stuff that move, like posable thumbs and fingers, so you can put a beer can in my hand or something. Take me out with you. Like, that's what I want to do when I die.
There was a video. I think there's a few videos.
Pull your mic forward.
I think there was a few videos. I think one of them was on like Tosh.0, but they literally did that. Like when they embalmed the guy at his funeral, they had him like this. Like I don't know if he was posable, but they had him like this, and they put him in a chair at the funeral, and like girls would come up and twerk on him. Of course, it was a black dude, but like there was like a few like in the black community, for some reason, some people, they're like, nah, when I die, you let him twerk on me one last time. And it's literally like a dead guy, and his like glasses are all crooked, and he's sitting there, and they put like money in his hands, and girls just come up and twerk on him before they fucking, I don't even know if they like straighten him out and put him in the casket and then put him in the ground. But I've seen a couple of videos where you're just like, that is dark, but I'm interested. For me.
Because I don't want people to have to weekend at Bernie's me. You know what I mean? Like,
or you're just you have them like eyes wide open in the casket, and like every girl, like as they come by, like just show you, show you their tits, like. Oh.
I mean, it sounds terrible, but it's also like that would
what
be
a time to be alive. No, what a time to die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The possibilities.
It's available. I just don't want it to be like those like bad taxidermies pictures that you see where like it's like you know what I mean,
like the ferret that's stretched too thin.
Yeah.
The nose is pulled. The eyes are like on the side of his head.
It's like, hey, can you taxidermy this tiger? You've seen what a tiger looks like, right? Like, yeah, bro, of course. It's like, oh my god, what is that? You know. I want to be relatively decent, so you like always remember Pop Pop. You know.
Fuck.
I told my family it's only two things. You either taxidermy me, and this is going in the will. So you either taxidermy me, or I want a fucking golden casket with like fireworks and like, you know, Red Bull jump show. I want to be like a fucking spectacle when I die. So you have two options: taxidermy me or make it crazy. Now I'm dead. People don't have to do shit, but I'm hoping the friends that are still alive will hold it. Be like, no, I have the will. This is what we have to do. Like, you know what I mean?
I take this responsibility. Fucking. If I'm being honest, no, Trevor.
What the fuck? If you asked me to get you taxidermy, I'd be hunting.
What are the odds that you're dying and I'm dying at the same time? Pretty Cancun is coming up.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find somebody else.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Then you accept this responsibility. Yeah. You're not coming on the trip where we could possibly die. This is your burden to bear now. And now I've got some fucking requests. I'm gonna start making a list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Get it done early. I get hit by a car tomorrow. You never know.
Fucking.
I'm like actively looking fucking things to kill me.
You don't have to do like the crazy shit that Trevor asks. All I ask is that you inflate me with helium and you just kind of like push me down Rodeo Drive following a Kardashian to creep them out. It's like, and they're just like, what the fuck is that? It's like one small leak where they didn't fucking stitch it up right.
It's coming out of your penis. So it's
fucking.
See, it's terrible, but I mean, I don't want to do basic ass shit. Cremation, everybody sit at a fucking funeral crying. No, make it big. That's what I used to say. It was like
or cremation could be okay. But you take my ashes, you put them in a fire extinguisher, and you just walk it into a strip club, and you make me rain one last time. Just don't tell anybody. Just ashes everywhere. people are coughing.
It's like those people are like they like roll a homie up in a blunt and smoke. I'm like, nah, get on that.
How 1999 of you? Have you not seen How High?
As I like, there were some states that used to allow you to pick your own execution. You know, if something like you wanted. And like my whole thing was like I wanted firing squad, but I didn't want bullets. I wanted harpoon guns. But I wanted to get fired out of a cannon, so you'd have to like free willy me like with harpoons.
And whoever reels me in gets my computer.
Just making it
like a game show out of it.
Yes. Oh no. It sounds terrible, but like that's way more fun than just like the bare bones basic shit. Make it an event. I want it to be bad. I want people to be like that. I want that to be like a thing that is like remembered. Like people in fucking history books are like, yeah, this is why we had to change this law because this asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking hundreds of years from now, some fucking Instagram or whatever is fucking popping at the time will like run a story like, did you know
Yeah.
that we had to change shit because one guy did this?
Apparently it's not humane. But
Yeah.
the family, wasn't that your grandfather? Oh god damn.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he led a pretty normal life. Like we always said some wild shit. Didn't think he'd go through that one though.
Executed by harpoon guns.
Yeah. Well, hey, on next week's episode, we will spend a whole week thinking of new and exciting ways to unfold our funerals, and we'll fill you in on what we've got coming.
Yeah, we'll make a list.
Yeah, we'll drag Sean into this one.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to contribute. We just have to make him agree to all of it on video.
That's exactly right. This is a verbal contract. Oh, fuck me. All right, we get back into Star Citizen. Because we're not playing Doom. We're not playing Squad. We're not playing Apex. We're not playing fucking Elden Ring.
No, we're going to get back in there. We're going to get our shit.
We got to get our shit.
Allegedly.
I mean, we saw it on the ship already, and it's stored, so it's there. As long as the servers work. As long as we can open the inventory. As long as I can close the fucking door. We should be Gucci.
Yeah. We should be.
Listen, guys, they've only been working on this since 2011. You gotta give them a fucking
come on. All right, boys and girls, we'll figure out what happens next week.
Okay, bye-bye!
Bye!